prominent musicians, producers, and aficionados of novelty hits is Pharrel Williams. We must, of course, discuss how he spends all that money. Over the course of his career, Pharrel Williams has accumulated a massive wealth of $250 million. His reputation as a man with amazing style is even bigger than his money account. Therefore, his mansions could not possibly get away with not being as extravagant as possible. We're deluxe living, and we're here to give you a taste of how the 1% live. Prepare to be impressed as we bring you the billionaire lifestyle of Pharrel Williams. Don't forget to like this video, press subscribe, and hit that notification bell so we can keep you up to date with everything deluxe and more. Pharrel owns a number of luxurious mansions in California. For instance, we have the sleek smart home, which despite its unassuming appearance is equipped with facilities. The smart home has 5 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms, and it is over 6,100 square feet in size. In terms of the incredible features I previously mentioned, the house begins with a 70-foot infinity pool. He enjoys skating as well. There is a skate park right next to his house. As if that weren't enough, the house also has a number of lounges with 360-degree views of the mountains and city below. He was successful in selling it for $9.2 million. Skating on Pharrel's skate park might be worth $10 million or more. His more luxurious residence is in Beverly Hills, the perfectly groomed house with multiple pools and artificial rock walkways. Kind of resembles a really expensive golf course that also happens to have a residence constructed on it. The property covers over 17,245 square feet and includes 11 bathrooms and 10 bedrooms. This is a house that is obviously for car enthusiasts. It features a driveway that is 200 feet long, more than adequate to accommodate even Pharrel's amazing collection. Additionally, the garage is said to contain more than 30 cars. That being said, having your own skate park is still superior. He did plan to leave the home for $17 million despite the fact that it had served him and his family well over the years. He actually bought this house from Tyler Perry, an even more iconic celebrity who paid $15.6 million for it. The gossip that surrounded this house is really insane. According to Tall Tale, Tyler Perry never spent a night in the Beverly Hills residence despite spending millions of dollars to add it to his real estate portfolio. He simply bought it, held it for a while, and then sold it for a sizable sum of money. Anyone who believed Pharrel to be one of those musicians with a remarkably traditional automobile collection was about to be shocked. His collection is valued at more than $2 million, and only one car is included in it. That is his extremely rare Ferrari Enzo. Pharrel reportedly paid over $2 million for this iconic automobile. However, it turns out that even that was just the arrangement. Nowadays, they actually sell for over double that, $3.8 million. His car collection would still be spectacular even if that were the start and end of it. And that's not even his most stunning ride. His powerful Mercedes SLR McLaren is one such example, and this baby is worth more than $3 million. However, at first glance, that figure also appears to be a good value. Seriously, this vehicle appears to be able to change into a bumblebee and aid Optimus Prime in battling the Decepticons. Such a feature would be more expensive than $9 million. Before we introduce his most expensive car, give this video a thumbs up and remember to subscribe for more amazing videos like this one. His Porsche 550 Spyder is his most expensive vehicle, worth $3.5 million. This one has the appearance of a vintage racing vehicle. With his car, Pharrel could launch his very own classic Fast and Furious franchise, which would bring in billions of dollars. His other vehicles are great but not nice enough to cost millions of dollars. The Rolls-Royce Phantom, which is the finest vehicle in many other garages, is the first. Despite being one of the most expensive pieces in his collection, its value of $455,000 is still astounding. He also drives a GMC Yukon Hybrid, a relatively inexpensive vehicle for the average person at around $64,000. I suppose everyone needs a regular car in their garage. That iconic hat comes to mind when you think of Pharrel Williams. You know, the one who kind of has the appearance of a really sophisticated cowboy. You might assume that he acquired this hat in order to develop his own distinctly recognizable look, in which case his goal would have been fully accomplished. The hat, however, has a lot more symbolism and significance than you might realize. First off, you'll notice a very recognizable looking hat on the band, the world-famous Supreme Team. This band from 1970s and 1980s had a significant impact on Pharrell's appearance, sound, and attitude, which the hat symbolizes. When the time came for Pharrell to have his own hat, he got it from one of the greatest fashion designers of all time. That would be Vivienne Westwood, the one and only. She revolutionized the punk movement and collaborated with the Sex Pistols, making her a fashion legend. Actually, this hat is part of her Buffalo Girls collection from the autumn and winter of 1982 to 1983. She was inspired by Peruvian women who wore what appeared to be a very recognizable hat. Pharrell's hat not only pays homage to these classic looks but also to their rebellious spirit. He has consistently claimed to be on the side of the rebels, and his distinctive hat served as a symbol of his support for earlier rebels. These hats are regarded as historical fashion artifacts. The normal price range for them is between $200 and $400. Later, he picked up several of these hats as well as others with a comparable but slightly less striking style. He probably spent at least a few $1,000s building one of the most well-known hat collections in history. While he was buying many of these hats, an amazing thing happened. Just because he wore them so nicely, the hats increased in value. One of his hats, dubbed the Pharrel Williams Mountain Hat, was auctioned off for charity and sold for a significant sum. It quickly drew a bid of $10,500. After that, the bidding battle persisted until it was offered for more than 4 times that sum. It eventually sold for $44,000. It turns out the buyer a stranger than you would have imagined. Actually, it was Arby's, a fast food chain that offers enormous roast beef sandwiches. They spent $44,000 on the stunning item. It appears to have been a tribute to the original Arby's sign, which had a tall Panama hat that was identical to the one Pharrell wears. I suppose Arby's is also a rebel. Pharrell Williams had to do it in style when it came time to get married to his longtime partner. And if you're familiar with Hollywood weddings, you know that style and wealth go hand in hand. It was probably worth a few $1 million. After all, this is a celebrity wedding. The celebration was radically different from the ceremony, which was kept secret. It was actually hosted on a lavish yacht that Williams had rented specially for his wedding. He apparently had to fork over more than $112,000 to rent the stunning vessel for a week. You just need to take one look at this opulent party base on the sea to understand why it is so expensive. It has lavish interiors and a hot tub, and its ride is so smooth that even at its highest speed of 30 knots, I bet it barely bumps. You're probably looking at spending at least $300,000 on this reception alone, not including what he probably spent on catering staff and other expenses. Not only were celebrities like Usher and Busta Rhymes present, but they also featured as performers. The two of them performing together, I assume for free, was worth at least a few $1 million in and of itself. On the subject of how to spend money in style, I genuinely believe Pharrell needs to give master classes to other celebrities. We have now reached the end of this video. Do you admire Pharrell Williams' lifestyle? Share your thoughts. Leave a thumbs up and press the subscribe button so you won't miss out on deluxe living.